So as a lot of you guys who watch my channel are aware, I'm a big fan of manga. This is nothing new. I have over 1,400 volumes, I think, at this point, collected, and I'm trying to get to 2,000 before the end of the year. But I knew about this particular film from Lionsgate where they're trying to essentially adapt Naruto, and I never thought that this was ever going to be a good thing, right? I don't know why there's people out there that look at live action anime announcements and think that, oh, this looks like it's going to be good, or that sounds like it's going to be good, right? There's very few examples of it ever being good. Most of them are complete trash, especially the more west that you get in terms of a studio, the worse of an outcome. Well, apparently we have a new rumor coming out from that Park Place. It says Lionsgate live action Naruto film is a complete disaster, with producers not knowing anything about the IP. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is not exactly very shocking. You know, you got to imagine, because at the end of the day, like I said, how many live action anime adaptations have actually been pretty good, right? Like One Piece is the only one within recent memory that is fairly decent for the most part. But ultimately, live action anime adaptations are always handled wrong because they're handled by people that don't read manga or don't watch anime, right? And that's just the fucking truth of it all. And it's sad, but it's true. A rumor claims that Lionsgate long gestating live-action Naruto film is a complete disaster, with producers not knowing anything about the IP. Again, it seems like it is a standard at this point for these producers, directors, writers especially, to not know anything about the source material that they're working on. So let's get into this article from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. There's a good chance that Naruto will probably end up being like black or something, most likely, which I think would be hilarious because there's a lot of black people that love Naruto just like they love Dragon Ball Z. But ultimately, that race swap we know is going to come whether for the hero or for one of the villains. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen to some extent. It says that this rumor comes from Matt McGloin at Cosmic Book News, who shared that his insiders informed him that the film is a complete disaster, and it is on the level of Dragon Ball Evolution, or even as bad as what Lionsgate is doing with the Crow reboot. Oh my god, if they make another Dragon Ball Evolution, oh man, that's going to be terrible. That is literally not, like, why are you even bothering to adapt the name, right? Dragon Ball Evolution was so bad that it has become a cult classic, like, meme at this point. People have memed that film into oblivion. That's how bad of a movie it is. But ultimately, it's the status quo for what you don't want to do with an anime adaptation. And I genuinely believe that something like Naruto is going to be extremely difficult to showcase into a live action format. So I just don't see how they're going to make it possible that's going to be respectful to the source material. I just don't. McGloin added that those that are working on Naruto don't have a clue in the world. It's so bad that those working on the movie don't even know who the villains of the characters are, yet they're developing the movie. They're just developing Naruto to take advantage of the built-in audience, but don't know anything about the IP and don't respect the source material or the fans, he stated. Now, again, it's kind of like whenever they buy other big IPs, right? Whenever they adapt Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and whatnot, they do this because they're trying to take advantage of the namesake. The namesake will supersede the film most of the time, right? So when it comes to IPs that are large, like Naruto, you gotta imagine that IPs like this will have a fan base that is gonna go watch it just because it's Naruto, right? Just because the name is there. The namesake carries it through. So even though it's probably gonna be absolutely fucking terrible, at the end of the day, they're gonna get enough people in the seats to warrant making this film just for the name. Now, you gotta hope that they will be smart enough, which I'm sure they're going to be, to have a low enough budget that they don't actually have to have a successful film in order to make money, or at the very least, break even and be able to support the project. Then it says that Lionsgate has been developing a live-action Naruto since 2015. Dave McNary at Variety reported at the time that Michael Gracie was going to direct the adaptation, and Lionsgate was in negotiations for the film rights to the Naruto series written and illustrated by Masashi Kishimoto. At the time of this initial announcement, it was revealed Avi Arad and his son Ari Arad were producing alongside Eric Feg, Jalv Shevitz, and Kelly O'Malley. If it's been in development since 2015, then this thing sounds like it's been in production hell. You know, I can't imagine that this is going to be something that's going to be very good if it's been in development for that long. More recently, Boris Kitt, the Hollywood Reporter in February, noted that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton had boarded the film as director, writer, and producer. Kitt noted that both Arads are still producing, but they are joined by Jaehoon Munford, Emmy Yu, and Jeremy Lachman now. Lionsgate also secured a glowing statement from Kishimoto, who said, "When I heard of Destin's attachment, it happened to be right after watching a blockbuster action film of his, and I thought he would be the perfect director for Naruto." You know, it's sad, man, that these mangakas don't even realize just how fucking terrible Hollywood is, man. They don't actually know. I genuinely don't think they know. I think they're coming at it from a naive and very innocent standpoint, that they think that people are actually going to adopt their stuff with respect, and it's just not going to happen. You know, most of the time it doesn't. If this movie ends up being amazing, I will be highly, highly sus about it, to be honest with you. I'm going to wait for other people to go see it first before I go see it, because I need a little bit more context here. I need a little bit more. I need to see a trailer. I need to see something. You know, I can't just go based off words right now. I'm not even going to bother calling it woke or anything, because we have no idea, right? So I really don't know. But I got to imagine that Lionsgate is probably not going to do this much justice. You know, the fight scenes might be amazing. Don't get me wrong. But overall, is the story going to be anything similar? Are we going to see an actual real adaptation? Or are we going to see some made up bullshit like we did in Dragon Ball Evolution? Time, I guess, will tell. It says, after enjoying his other films and understanding that his forte is in creating solid dramas around people, I became convinced that there is no other director for Naruto. That part place said Naturo. In actually meeting Destin, I also found him to be an open-minded director who was willing to embrace my input and felt strongly that we would be able to cooperate together in the production process, he added. Lionsgate Motion Picture Group Chair Adam Fogelson also commented at the time, "This manga classic is beloved by millions of fans all around the world, and Destin has delivered a vision for the movie that we believe will excite the massive fan base as well as those who are new to it." See, that's what worries me. That whole like, oh, as well as those who are new to it, that tells me they're going to be doing shit that's not actually in the original manga or anime. And they're banking on the fact that there's going to be plenty of new people watching this that don't know better, right? So this is going to be their version of Naruto getting into it. And then when they go read the manga or the anime, they're going to realize it's nothing compared to what the fuck they just watched on film. And it's a bad precedent. He added, Avi and I have had the pleasure of working together before, and I know that we have collaborated with Destin and team on Naruto, and we are in extraordinary hands. So again, you know, I don't really know what's going to happen here. Ultimately, I'm a big fan of Naruto. You know, most people are, I got to imagine, who are into anime manga. It's one of the top three, obviously. You know, people, when they name the big three, this is definitely one of them. And Naruto is going to be extremely hard. I just think it's going to be extremely hard to adapt from a live action standpoint. But again, we don't know what's going to happen. Time is going to tell. But ultimately, if they do get the right people in the seats, if they get the right actors for the job, I think they can at least put out something that will break even at the very least with just the namesake of Naruto alone. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.